Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
It's time for another daily dose of Dismal Disney.
Yeah, there's lots of things we're going to talk about in this video. We're going to kind of take a couple different things and put it together.
Yeah, this is going to be the Dismal Disney Roundup.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, we have this new article from, I think it's, was it CNBC?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, CNBC. Talking about some executives they talked to and the predictions they made. Now, last year, we did this article that I did last year, and the one guy or girl predicted that Iger would come back.
Yeah, which we thought was bullshit.
Yes.
We did. We're like, that's not going to happen.
So,
it happened. So
they have a new list out this year, and there's a lot of things about Disney on it and some other stuff on there we're going to talk about. Also, we have Disney is suing again over their property assessments. This is like the third year in a row.
Yeah.
They're suing over it because in their mind it's that the assessments aren't right and they're being overcharged. Why don't they just let Disney just tell us what they want to pay and call it a day? And then
they should do it's like the Humble Bundle with Florida.
Humble Bundle.
Yeah, Humble Bundle where you pay what you want and you get the downloads. It should just be like, hey Mickey, how much do you want to pay to run your hotels and set up shop here in Florida? Whatever you want to pay, Mickey, that's fine.
Pretty much. Because that's something they're going to be happy with. And then we're going to talk about Neil Patrick Harris making a Bob Chapek joke, which is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, we might even start with that one. So let's talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, almost 283,000 subs.
Yeah, we were, and then it went down. And then we're trying to get back up.
So hit the subscribe button. Some people are being unsubscribed this week for some reason. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications. You know the drill. That's the only way YouTube learns that you actually want to watch our stuff.
Yes.
If you don't want to watch us, I mean, that's on you. You don't have to watch us, but we'd like it if you do.
Yes, you would.
So let's talk about this one first because it's pretty quick. Neil Patrick Harris is back at the Candlelight Processional. He's the most popular narrator there.
Yes. He was there when we were there for the Christmas time, but we didn't get to go.
I wanted to go see him.
I really did too, but we ended up that we couldn't. I think one of the kids was really tired or something.
Yeah,
we had to get back to the room. So the Candlelight Processional, for those who don't know, happens over at the America Gardens Theater in the center of the World Showcase at the American Adventure Pavilion. There's a theater there. Anyway, they have different celebrities come in and they read the traditional story of Christmas, and they have a choir, and it's a big thing. It's very, very popular. Well, again, like you said, he's the most popular narrators they have. So he comes out, and this, I guess, is the second or third night that he was there. I'm not sure off the top of my head. And he makes a joke, and I actually have what he said. What's up, everyone? Welcome to tonight's performance of the Candlelight Processional here at Epcot. Epcot, an acronym. And I'm pretty sure the C doesn't stand for Chapek.
Ooh.
But they didn't show the reaction of the audience. I would love to have seen that.
Oh my God.
But it was funny.
Wasn't he gonna skip it this year, I thought, because of Chapek?
I don't know if he was or not. I don't know if he was one of the ones that came in later. He usually does it though. But I was like, holy crap.
I know he's one of the diehard Disney fans, like him and John Stamos.
John Stamos, yeah.
There are a handful of celebrities that are like at Disney World, Disneyland all the time, and I know he's one of them. Whoopi Goldberg, I think, is one too. But I mean, she's got more of a connection to Disney, obviously. But for him to come out and basically dunk on Chapek, during the
C doesn't stand for Chapek. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so wrong but funny.
So let's talk about this next bit of Disney, potential Disney news. This is actually a prediction from analysts at CNBC.
Well, they asked 12 different executives what their predictions would be.
Yeah, and their prediction is that it might have something to do with Tom Staggs and Kevin Mayer. Both of these guys were candidates to be the CEO of Disney. At one point, they both left the company, and then they went and formed their own company.
Candle Media.
Candle Media, which bought a whole bunch of stuff
like
up.
Moonbug, which owns Cocomelon, Blippy Shows, Little Baby Bum. Those not to be confused.
Don't let Blippy near Little Baby Bum.
Well, they both poop on things.
Yes, they both poop on things. Yeah, Blippy. Google it.
Don't.
Google it and have the eye bleach ready. That's all I'm going to say about Blippy. But so they had multiple predictions. It wasn't just about Disney, but
no. There's several that relate to Disney, though.
But again, this is the same group that predicted correctly, believe it or not, that they were going to bring Bob Iger back last year. They're like, oh yeah, we could. It was a rumor. They're like, we think they're going to wind up bringing Bob Iger back before the end of the year, and by God, it happened.
That's true.
I did not expect that.
So we go down the list. The first one has to do with Disney, but it's a weird one. So there's 2 executives who believe that Netflix is going to merge with another company. One executive believes it's Paramount. One executive believes it's Disney. I don't think it would be Disney because I think there'd be, as they mentioned, too many antitrust potential issues. But it is interesting that they think that's going to roll in with something else. It reminds me of the blog wars.
Yeah. So what's been going on with a lot of media sites, if you're not aware, is that there are way too damn many news websites, opinion websites, and they've all been kind of consolidating and buying each other out, merging. BuzzFeed buys so-and-so, and then so-and-so buys them, and then, it just it goes on. There's always
a bigger fish.
There's always a bigger fish. And it's really... You've only got a couple of really big players in streaming at this point, and streaming is on the decline.
But they have been, like, there's been the streaming wars lately, and everybody and their brother's dog has a streaming service.
Yeah.
So this is one potential, guess from some executives. 2 executives actually believe Netflix is going to get rolled in with something else, but they vary on who they think it'll be rolled in with.
I think they should just all merge together and call it Plus Plus Plus.
There you go.
Or just Plus Ultra.
Plus Max.
Plus Max. Max Plus.
Max, there you go. So they get everybody in there at once.
Yeah, Netflix has sniffed around, tried to buy Paramount before. And remember, I mean, it sounds far-fetched, but, Amazon bought MGM recently.
That's true.
And, so...
So that's one. Now, here's the other one. Now, we're going to come into an ex-executive returns with this company. Well, there'd be 2. It'd be a twofer. Both Tom Staggs and Kevin Mayer were in the running for potentially being the replacement for Bob Iger.
Yes.
Now, Staggs left a couple years before Chapek got put in charge, because I think he was like, I'm not going to get promoted, so screw this.
Yeah.
So he bailed. And then when they made Chapek the CEO and not Kevin Mayer, who many thought was going to be the CEO because he was in charge of Disney Plus, he bailed.
For TikTok, and that lasted a couple months.
And then he went someplace else.
Yeah.
And now, Mayer and Staggs have their own company, Candle Media, which is being funded by Blackstone.
Yeah.
So what the suggested theory is that Iger's going to acquire Candle Media, and through his acquiring of Candle Media for Disney, he's going to get Staggs and Mayer back at Disney, so that would leave a potential successor.
Or they could be co-successors. They could be like the Disney bros.
There you go.
Bros.
Here's a couple reasons why this. I'm kind of like, One is, he said during his town hall he wasn't going to, acquire any more companies, but Right. It wasn't his plan to. He said
It wasn't his plan.
He worded it very weird. 2, they're already kind of backed by Blackstone, so I don't know what kind of, hoops they'd have to jump to untangle themselves.
Well, yeah, that Blackstone thing, that's a whole nother rabbit hole.
But Disney, if they get Cocomelon, they'd be all about getting Cocomelon.
I wasn't even really, didn't register. It's like, if Disney could make that acquisition. Cocomelon is, I believe, the most popular cartoon show on the planet right now. Mm-hmm. And it's worth
Blippi is very, very popular as well.
Yes, and again, Blippi is a great example of how you can turn your public perception around. There's hope for
not turd. Okay.
Yeah, well, there's hope for Amber Heard now because Blippi literally pooped on his friend, and now
you said to Google it.
Well,
spoiler.
So Blippi had
that was his blip. That's why they call him Blippi.
Yeah. So Blippi, he was able to go from that to world-renowned television personality that entertains children, and the stink of his past hasn't followed him.
Everybody
that
can
much.
reinvent themselves.
Yeah, so there's hope for Amber Heard.
But Cocomelon is extremely popular, like crazy popular. It's like one of the top YouTube channels.
Yes.
And everything else. So if Disney could get that, I think they would do it.
Oh, yeah.
And if they could get, Staggs and Mayer back as a bonus, they would. So I actually could see them trying this, but I don't know for sure if I think I am concerned about the fact that they're already backed by somebody financially, and that might throw a wrench in it. But I can see that maybe being a possibility.
Yeah. So they're talking mergers, and of course there's that other rumor that's been floating out there. Nobody said that in this article though about Apple possibly buying Disney.
That's the other one. Yeah, so Iger is going to extend his contract, that he's basically not going to pick a successor and just stay there if he could. But this wouldn't be for 2023. He's not out to the end of 2024, so this wouldn't be to 2024. I don't know. I don't know if people would want him staying there.
I don't know.
The other one is McCarthy's going to leave because, basically no one trusts her now because...
yeah, I wouldn't trust her. I mean, even if she helped me get rid of a person that I considered an enemy, it's like I'm always going to have to keep my eye on you because you could probably stab me in the back too. Now, there's this whole other, we'll just bring it up now because I guarantee
oh gosh, don't stop harassing us about it.
Okay, the FTX thing. I literally don't know about this. I haven't heard any corroborating.
Do I think Iger was involved in something like that? It wouldn't surprise me because he was really doubling, tripling down on doing that kind of stuff.
They did it with
Wouldn't
Vice,
surprise.
yeah.
But nothing we've said contradicts that.
No, I don't know enough about the FTX situation. A lot of people said that there are YouTubers out there claiming that they think Disney dumped a bunch of money into FTX.
And that McCarthy knew and everything
McCarthy knew. And
well, probably if it was going on, would have had to. She's the CFO.
Disney does a lot of shady shit.
But they're like, I know. And their books are going to be illegal. I'm like... Well, just add it to the list. Throw another log in the fire. It's been an ongoing issue.
Yeah, I mean, remember the whistleblower, and they had to settle with her. She worked in accounting, and that was back in 2017.
Disney might have lied and done something shitty. No, you don't say.
Disney has bet heavy on other companies and lost. They lost $500 million on Vice.
They have done that. They have invested a lot of money, but they have to disclose that to the SEC and then put it on their earnings statement.
I'm not gonna. I guess my thing is like I'm not gonna run with it because I don't know enough about it. It's supposedly like an inside source.
You don't have to explain it to us in the comments.
No, we're aware of it, but I haven't seen anything that corroborates that. So until we see that, I'm just kind of like, well, it's a theory, and maybe, possibly, maybe. But
I'm not saying it makes sense though.
Yeah, I can see him doing something like that.
Iger probably would have done it because he was doubling, tripling down on that. So I can see it. But Chapek wasn't some unwilling, totally innocent bystander who got, wrongfully terminated either.
No.
Because dude made so many mistakes.
They predicted last year. The same group of people predicted last year that Chapek was going to be ousted by the end of the year because he was unpopular then, and they just needed a reason to get rid of him.
I just want to see a CEO come in that's not a Bob. That'd be nice. And definitely not McCarthy. But they're like, she's probably going to up and leave because her contract's up. Like the middle of the middle of 2024.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter because Bob Chapek got a contract and they still got rid of him.
You can be bought out at any point in time. I work for a guy, my direct superior at one company, and he still had like 3 years on his contract, and they basically just bought him out.
Oh, and the idea that the CFOs don't usually become CEOs is also not really true. That happens all the time.
That does happen.
Executive Jeff Bezos. This has nothing to do with Disney, but I thought it was interesting, and Neon will like it. Jeff Bezos is going to sell the Washington Post.
I could see that. I mean, they're laying a bunch of people off. The Washington Post, we did a video on it before. They've lost 500,000 subscribers. They're constantly getting negative press because their reporters are shit. I mean, Taylor Lawrence is one of their reporters, editors.
That's all you have to say.
I would not be surprised if, because of between the financial loss and look, Amazon's laying people off in other parts of the company too, that it's not going to get better. I think a lot of these media companies are going to be sold on the cheap because it's not going to get better for them. It's never going to, I mean,
damage is done, people.
The damage is done. A lot of them bet heavy on the Trump outrage, and there was years of Trump outrage that they mined, and then they, now it's just like, oh, people don't care. They just don't care. And they don't trust us anymore either. No. So
number 6, Executive 6 says Zaslav will face a proxy fight because Zaslav's cutting corners and cutting costs, and then they think that the stock people are going to get mad and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I think more mad about the fact they're still pushing the Flash through.
Well, there's Paramount, and that kind of goes along with the Netflix.
Sell it off, yeah. And then they said the sports rights will peak. Yeah, there's been constant battles over sports rights. They mentioned sports again with the football later on. They talking about, a cable operator will shutter its video business, but I don't know. I mean, that one I can't speak to. The NFL Sunday night ticket rights, they're saying it's going to be up. They think Google's YouTube is going to try to buy it.
They might, because Amazon's actually doing pretty well with sports.
So they're trying
it could be.
They're trying to dip in there allegedly. There's still, I think there's a couple more on here. Is that the end? Oh no, Apple will ban TikTok from the App Store, which they've been saying is going to happen for a while.
I think this could happen. I've actually been. I mean, this is completely unrelated to what's going on with Disney, unless you're talking about the Disney Apple thing. But the TikTok thing, there are so many creators that basically jump ship from YouTube to go over to TikTok. And I'm like, that is a life raft with a couple of holes in it. Mm. And it's like every other year they're talking, let's ban it, let's ban it, let's ban it. I could see it happening. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these people are going to be completely up the creek if they don't jump ship. But
right. Well, they banned it on government phones and stuff. I think it's got spyware in it.
Yeah.
So then they said media will show surprising recession resiliency, that they don't think that we know the ad rates are dipping, but they think at the end of the day it's going to come through and it's not going to go as bad as they expect it to go. That could be. They said the cable cord cutting will accelerate, and then more streaming subscriptions could increase the growth, and people might be spending their money there for ads, that kind of stuff. So those are those things. I thought it was interesting, though, about Mayer and Staggs.
Yeah, that one is really, because we said that before. It's like, wow, isn't it really interesting that the two top candidates for Disney CEO are both at this company now?
And they got CoComelon right off.
And they've got some of the most popular kids programming, which is really hot right now. Disney wants that because they can merch it. They don't want your young adult, whatever Tumblr fanfic, CW stuff. They want kids shows because kids buy toys, parents buy toys for kids. CoComelon.
I can tell you, as somebody who buys gifts for people in need at the holidays, CoComelon is one that we get asked a lot for.
Oh, yeah.
Bluey was one we got asked a lot for. Blippi was one we got asked for. When it comes to little kid stuff, they were popular.
And Bubbly Steve. Steve.
No one asked for Bubbly Steve. Sorry.
Oh man, they should.
They don't know enough about it.
If Blippi can make a comeback from pooping on his friends, we can turn Bubbly Steve into a children's icon.
There you go. Good luck. And then the last thing we're going to talk about, because it's a very long video, but it's been a lot of stuff to talk about. So Disney, once again, is suing. Okay, so backstory here. Disney has been suing Orange County property property appraiser. The office has been having run-ins with Disney for a while. Back in 2020, they sued them and said that they wanted everything changed down to the fact that they claimed that the system they used to decide how much things were worth was unfair because it brought in things that were intangible, like the Disney brand. The intangible Disney brand that they used to upcharge you on everything, because if you stay on their parks, it costs you way more. It's the Disney tax because you're paying for the Disney brand. So it's okay if they leverage higher amounts of money on the customer with the Disney brand, but it's not okay if they're assessed on taxes on the Disney brand.
Yeah.
So they won that one, and then they got their taxes reduced. And then they got a new tax assessor in there, and she's been working with them. She worked with them last year and got them some money back, and then they were threatening to sue then too, but it got worked out. And now this year, they're threatening to sue again. This is the second lawsuit this year because they're pissed about all the tax liability they've been given. So my thing is, what's the common denominator here? We have two different tax assessors, and Disney's suing everyone because they keep claiming that they don't have to owe as much. They changed the system because Disney bitched about it, and they're still complaining about it.
Yeah, it's so funny. I mean, they were complaining about potentially losing Reedy Creek, which I don't think they're going to. I think with Iger back, they're probably going to take care of that. But Disney gets so many.
Yeah, but they might, though, because they're trying to get rid of all those special protected areas across the state, though. So I don't know. It might be, but yeah. So here's what they're claiming they're valued at, and they're saying that's not true. The Magic Kingdom is assessed at $467 million. Their parking lot is $52 million. Epcot is $521 million. Hollywood Studios $479 million. Animal Kingdom $387 million. So on and so on. There's hotels and different resorts and stuff on here.
Right.
They paid their debt for 2022, but they're claiming they want a refund on some of the money they're suing for it because they were overly charged. That everything was appraised high.
Wait. So Disney is complaining about being overcharged on their hotels.
Yes.
They're complaining about being nickel and dimed on their hotels. This
is after 2020 when they argued and won that the assessment shouldn't include intangibles like the Disney brand. That's the reason they charge as much as they do, because you're staying on a Disney branded property. So it's okay if you have to be upcharged, but they shouldn't have to pay on that upcharge. They should have to pay on Disney brand that they upcharge you for.
Yeah.
It has no value for taxes, but it has value to upcharge you.
That's what I'm saying. You stay on property. It used to be that you had advantages. You had, transportation to and from the airport. You had free parking. You had lots of perks. There is no advantage to staying on property at Disney anymore compared to staying at, one of the other
good neighbor hotels.
Good neighbor hotels for a third of the price. Right.
Some of them are nicer hotels.
Yeah, some of them are. And you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. But I just think it's ironic that Disney is complaining that they're being nickel and dimed.
That they had to pay upwards of $100 million on property taxes. Well, I'm looking at how much, I didn't add up how much all those things were worth, but I think $100 million seems low.
Yeah, we're talking billions of dollars. Billions of dollars.
It seems low for what all that stuff was assessed at. That's less than $1 million per property. on things that are valued at 293 million or 400 or 500 million or whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's unfair to Disney.
It's unfair. We have to pay taxes.
Yeah, so now they're suing again because, you
Oh
know,
my
I said, why don't we just like cut the middleman and tell Disney they can just pay what they want? Because
Yeah.
that's what they're going to end up doing. And how much money do they spend on lawyers to fight this? They could just pay the damn thing to begin with.
Yeah, I know. Disney is just like, God, it's so funny. It's like when it happens to them, it's unfair, but they'll just pass it on to the consumer and be like,
Yeah, they use the brand to justify gouging the consumer.
Yes.
But if they try to get, you know, back in 2020 when they tried to get assessed on the brand, how dare you? That's intangible. You can't assess us on that.
fine, Disney. We'll lower your taxes. You lower your prices.
There you go.
You know, because your Disney brand's not worth as much. That's intangible. You stop charging $700 a night for a damn cartoon-themed hotel room, a 2-star hotel, and we'll talk. We'll lower your taxes. So there you go. That's how that works.
But I know what you're talking about. The room we were just in.
Yes.
It was ridiculous. It wasn't that high, but it was up there.
It was pretty high, and that was what was that? Art of Animation.
Yes, and it was not worth the money.
And we stayed at a comparable resort at Universal. That'd be the Endless Summer Resort, and the rooms there were just as nice, if not nicer. They just didn't have the Lion King theming, and it was like $120 a night versus.
It was something, but you had discount. You had discount too.
Yes.
So anyway, there is your daily dose of Dismal Disney. We just put 3 things in one.
We did.
It's a 3-in-1.
It's a threefer.
Threefer.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.